Hello and welcome to Video Game Impressions, a video series in which we talk about what we liked and what we didn't like about a video game. Hello, this is Geminivaldez here, and I'm proud to present the first installment of this series. And I'm going to be talking about Tomb Raider. This game was released on March 5th, 2013 for the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and on the PC. And this release in particular, reboots the franchise that we have come to know since way back in the 90s. And really tells the origin story of Lara Croft. Now, for Lara Croft, for many people, they see her as a badass explorer with guns and, huge hooters. That was the glory days for Tomb Raider in the 90s. But from my personal experience and my own opinion, ever since the PlayStation 2 came out, Tomb Raider hasn't been relevant. It hasn't been memorable. While the first few Tomb Raiders on the PlayStation 1 and Sega Saturn on a couple of ones have been memorable because it impacted the way we play games. Now, let's jump forward to that 2013, and Crystal Dynamics really did a fantastic job telling the origin story of Lara Croft. This Lara Croft is inexperienced. She isn't the badass that we know. But you later in the story see her evolve into that badass. And that's what everybody is loving it. It shows a realistic Lara Croft that we never seen before. And it's very welcoming. Everybody is welcoming that change. If this is the origin story for Tomb Raider, I cannot wait to see what Crystal Dynamics does for the next one. Another thing that I liked about Tomb Raider is the gameplay. It just feels so natural controlling Lara Croft in this game. The jumps are spot on. The combat is spot on, especially the combat. Even though the most important thing about Tomb Raider isn't the combat, it's basically the environment that you're in. But whenever you get into combat, it feels natural as well. Holding the gun and shooting the gun is very, very precise. It's how a human being would actually wield it. I like the graphics of this game. The environment is very well done. If you stop and look at the island around you, you're going to see every single detail about this game. Now, I'll be the first to admit, the graphics doesn't matter to me as long as the gameplay is good. Tomb Raider does have that. But if the gameplay is solid, then graphics is what you look afterwards. This game, I took the time to appreciate every single bit of the island that I'm in. And it's just spectacular. It's just so detailed. It looks like an island that is pretty much a weird island. You see all these ships around shipwrecked. I mean, how many has this island taken? That was the mystery of the island. I looked at everything. I looked at the shipwrecks, the planes. When they crash, they look good. That was one thing I liked. The graphics were good. The music is fitting into this game. Now, the music for me, it isn't the most spectacular music of any kind of video game soundtracks, but the soundtrack is actually fitting. It fits into the environment. That's what I liked. Now I'm gonna talk about something I did not like about the game. There are a couple of minor things that I like, but I'm gonna talk about it a little bit extensive in a way. One thing I did not like about Tomb Raider was during the combat. Let's say you get hit by a lot of bullets, and all of a sudden your screen starts to go black and white with blood on it. You don't take hits for a little while, and your screen starts to clear up, back to normal, no blood, all that. That's what I call health regeneration system. That pisses me off. Why the hell do you want to add that mechanism into video games? In shooters, I can understand. Even though it doesn't make any sense, I hate that system. Why go to the trouble of implementing a system that has been done to death in many video games? They could have just gone with the health bar system. It makes much more sense. And then if this is going to be like a survival kind of game, you should have had some health pickups. You know, for example, there are a couple of bushes that have some fruits, so basically you eat fruits, so you get a little bit of health. That I can understand. That's one major thing. Okay, I kind of contradicted myself. I said minor, but this is for me major. It really bothers me to an extent. Now, if I find a video game that I'm really interested in and they implement that mechanism, it better make sense. If it doesn't, then why add it? One other thing that I did not like, and I did try it once, is the multiplayer. God, the multiplayer is so tacked on, it's so forced. When I heard about this a couple of months back before release, I said to myself, why? Why add it? Why add multiplayer when you got a single player campaign that is shaping up to be good? It's the same complaint that I'll have for God of War Ascension. Why add multiplayer? Well, outside of that, the multiplayer is okay to play. I'll be the first to admit, but then again, you're not going to find a lot of people playing the multiplayer. They're just in it for the single player only. And if you happen to find multiplayer sessions, a lot of people, if not the majority of them, are just going to be testing the waters in multiplayer to see if it's anything worth it. I played it, and it's not worth it. And that's really all I have to say about what I didn't like about Tomb Raider. Well, alright, now that you've heard what I liked about the game and what I didn't like about the game, uh, here's my final verdict. This is one of the best games of the year. If multiplayer is your thing, I say skip it. But if you're in it for a single player experience that you want to be in the adventure yourself, I say go buy it. Buy it now for $60, or if you want to wait till the prices drop, I can understand that. Even though I say just go buy it now because it's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth the $60. You're gonna get a lot of hours into this. I played, I can estimate 18 to 22 hours of the single player campaign, and that's because I really took the time to find everything that I can. And that's not including the after playthrough that I did. It took me like 10 hours just to find everything else that I didn't get at the first time. Uh, that's all I have to say about it. And this has been Video Game Impressions. I hope to see you next time. The next game I'll probably review is probably Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. And this is Geminivaldez signing off, and I'll see you next time.